There is a new disease sweeping this nation, folks. Do not turn this video off. We're going to deep dive it.
All right, look, so the vast majority of you complaining about the stock market don't even own stocks because we have the statistics on stock ownership. And the richest 0.1% own 17% of the stock. The richest 1% own 50% of the stock. And the bottom 50% own 0.7% of the stock. The bottom 50% of Americans don't even own 1% of the stock in the stock market. Let's talk about what a drop in the stock market will actually do to you. Well, first off, it's going to force the Fed to lower the federal interest rate, which will lower the mortgage rate, which will lower the rate for car loans, which will lower the rate for personal loans, which will lower the bond rate, which will lower the rate for refinancing our debt, which will lower the amount of money our government has to pay in interest payments, which will allow us to pay down on the debt. It will also allow us to print less money, which will slow the rate at which things are getting more expensive, therefore making things more affordable for everyday Americans.
Good evening, good afternoon, whenever you happen to be watching this, friends and family of the internet. My name is Samantha, and we have to talk about this. So this video is just going to show you some of the insanity that's been happening today and yesterday across America. So yesterday was April 5th. It was the hands-off day, but folks, there's no vaccine for what these people are spreading. Okay, I want you to get that in your head now. Watch this.
So yesterday was official. Yesterday was TDS Day. Okay, that's an official day now. Okay, it wasn't hands off or none of that. It was officially TDS Day. The Democrats and liberals made it very official that mental sickness is real. It is a real sickness. It really messes up people's lives. Symptoms that Trump was talking about that people get. So just be aware, and watch out who you talk to, all that stuff, because that is contagious. It is contagious. Watch out for the news media that you watch, all that stuff, because that is contagious. You don't even got to be in contact with that person just by looking at somebody with TDS through a screen. You could get it. And there's no vaccination, there's no booster, there's nothing for that could cure that. Okay, so just be very, very careful, guys.
So I totally agree with this gentleman. How many times have I told you guys? You are going where you're looking. If you're driving, you're looking straight ahead, you go straight ahead. Look to the left, your car veers to the left. Whatever you're listening to is what you are becoming. Be careful with your eyes and your ears, folks. And I told you guys, they were busing people in. That's not all they were doing, though. Look, listen.
How many hours?
How much you get an hour?
25 cents.
25, right?
We're getting 25 an hour.
25 bucks. Hey, you know what? I would do some crazy shit for 25 bucks.
I got you.
$25 an hour to get signatures, to sign people up to vote? Who's paying him that? Now we have to jump, slam across the country, all the way to Minnesota. Minnesota, what is going on in your state? Folks, look at this.
This is Representative Pam Altendorf coming live at you from the Minnesota State Capitol. I am on the ground floor, and as I was leaving my committee meeting today here earlier, I noticed that there is a new display here at the State Capitol, and it's for Governor Walz. It's right here on display. So let me see. I guess I can't flip my phone, but I'll see if I can show it to you. So this is what we have here, everyone. Let me read it to you. The Democratic Coalition of Satan Worshippers thanks Governor Tim Walz for not standing in the way of spreading Satanism in the State Capitol building. Satan has a special place for you. That's right, everyone. So the Democratic Coalition of Satan Worshippers, they have given some sort of plaque here to Governor Tim Walz. So let me be the first, I guess.
Now, remember a couple of days ago, I told you guys that NGOs, non-governmental organizations, as well as nonprofits, are funneling taxpayer dollars into their pockets by paying themselves, the board members, their family members, and they're becoming millionaires doing this. Again, Minnesota.
Get out to poor people, and somehow that was worth $750,000 a year. She wasn't running a regular company where you have to compete with the market and there's pressure from shareholders or anything. She's just giving out free stuff. This is a common tactic for Democrats. They create and exaggerate social problems, then convince people that the government can solve them, which it most likely and often cannot. After they've allocated taxpayer funds to the problem, they insert themselves right in the gravy train and extract wealth off of it and make themselves personally rich. This is what Elon Musk is eliminating at the federal level, but unfortunately it's going on everywhere.
There are people that watch me that it would take you 20 years to make $750,000 in a year. She runs a nonprofit to give away food, and she gives herself a salary of over $750,000. Do you know how many people she could feed in her community for a year? That's greed at its best. At its best. Here, we grow a 1/4-acre market garden. I raise money. My goal's $10,000. I give it all away for free, and we've never hit that goal. But guys, just to let you know, YouTube stole our money, which means they will not pay me for the next couple of months. Please look at the top of comments. There's 4 different ways you can send $1, $10, or $100. We would greatly appreciate your support so I can continue doing this. Now, you may have heard about the stabbing of the 17-year-old by a 17-year-old in the state of Texas. There are some rumors going around where people believe that an actual fist fight started prior to the stabbing. That is a rumor, and I want you to watch this next clip.
Austin did not punch Anthony, which caused him to whip out the blade. That was a fake report from a fake page. I don't know how all of you guys are falling for it. Don't scroll, let me explain and show you proof. As you guys know, Austin lost his life to what the news is saying is over a seat during a track meet when Anthony whipped out a blade. People seen this post from this fake page saying that Austin punched Anthony. So what Anthony did was in self-defense, just to be corrected by the police department a couple of hours later, saying that that's a fake page. They never wrote that. They even posted this on their main website, on Twitter, on their Instagram account, and you guys are still saying that he punched him. The police never said that he punched Anthony. The police never said that he broke Anthony's phone. You guys are getting that off of a fake page. Is it that hard to wait for the police to actually come out and say something before you guys automatically start getting on a boy that has sadly passed away? And please don't bring up no color jump, because with roles reversed, I'll be saying the exact same thing.
Now, this one may make some of you angry at me for showing it. However, there's a rumor going around that Jasmine Crockett did not cancel her grandmother's Social Security check for 13 years after her death in 2012. I did research looking into this. What I found is the exact same story is going around about AOC. Same dates, same amount of money. It made my spidey hair stand up on both stories, so I'm calling them both false. Look, Jasmine Crockett does some really bad stuff. First things is that she takes money from, well, BlackRock. Yes, they fund her. The pharmaceutical companies fund her. So we don't need to make up stories about her or speak them into existence, because that is called bearing false witness. And God totally detests it. He literally kicked the angels out of heaven for bearing false witness on each other. So let's not do that, especially here. I want to be known for someone that can back up what she's talking about with receipts. To end today's episode of Oh My Gosh, Make It Make Sense, I wanted to show you why I am so proud of the younger people that are coming up. So some of you may have heard there's been a new poll. About 10 years ago, the most liberal age group was like 18 to 26. The most conservative age group is now 18 to 26. They've had enough. I heard a youth pastor say this the other day. The thing about Gen Alpha and all of them above them is that they know fake when they see it. They know when somebody is lying to them, when somebody is wrong, when what they're doing is wrong, and they'll call each other out. The problem is they don't have Jesus. No one's teaching them Jesus to understand why they know in their heart that what that person is doing is wrong. That's really our mission, folks, is to make sure that people understand There's something called a moral compass. Right is right and wrong is wrong, and it's okay to say so.
Let Republicans tell you it's un-American and illegal to protest Tesla.
We never said that. Republicans never said that. Conservatives never said that. MAGA never said that. Trump supporters never said that. I mean, you can choose whatever label you want, but we never said that. So come correct when you speak on things that we actually said.
When they're the same party that told Bud Light, Disney, and Target, go woke and go broke.
There you go. We said that. We said go woke and go broke, and we stand by it. See, that's the difference between Republicans and you Democrats. Republicans say we're not spending our money or shopping at those stores any longer, and that's it. You don't see Republicans going to Target or Bud Light Company or even Disney and burning down their businesses or looting their businesses or vandalizing their products or keying their cars. No, are we calling for the owners of those companies to be smartered? On the flip side of it, that's exactly what you guys are doing. Always inciting violence.
It's okay to tell somebody that you're living in sin. We're literally required to do so. So I want to tell you guys, I love y'all so much. Enjoy this last clip. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and pray about sending us something if it's possible. Love you guys. Have a blessed day.
All the students protesting on college campuses have a lot to lose, but it's the students on student visas who have a lot more to lose because they could be facing deportation.